Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another stream, and today we are here covering some more severe weather across portions of the Ohio Valley. We have an ongoing severe weather outbreak, kind of an unexpectedly insane one here. We've had numerous reports of large hail and wind damage out of parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York State here. And again, we currently have this storm producing 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds about to roll through Pittsburgh. Now, it has kind of split here, alright, and we're going to have one area of wind go to the north of Pittsburgh, one go to the south. But if you're in downtown Pittsburgh, you should still be getting indoors and away from windows immediately, as again, this is going to be a very damaging storm here. And we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning here for the Fayette, New York area. This is for some 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are getting indoors immediately here. Today, I do have Mr. Storm with me.
What's up, guys?
And then also Roman, the weather guy.
Howdy.
But yeah, we're just doing some more severe weather coverage today. We also have this little severe thunderstorm out here in Colorado that's been trying to rotate for actually a while. It did have the tornado possible tag on it at one point, but it does not anymore. But you can definitely see a little bit of a hook echo associated with it. So we'll watch this storm. It may be rotating just barely there, but we'll see what happens with that. But again, right now our main focus is going to be on our ongoing severe weather outbreak here in the Ohio Valley. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Clarion, Pennsylvania here for the threats of some 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So if you're in Clarion along Interstate 80 there, make sure that you are getting indoors immediately. I'm going to go ahead and pull up stream chat, so if anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below. So give me just a second here. Again, right now our main focus is on that Pittsburgh storm, producing the 70-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts potentially. So again, that's what we're mainly going to be watching. We're going to be watching all of our other storms here too. So, you guys have any other updates for us right now?
Not currently. I'm getting ready to hop on Reddit and see if I can relay any information to you.
All right.
Yeah, me neither.
Just let me know if there's any storms that I should be looking out for here that I'm not already seeing. Yeah. Stuff like that. We do have storm chasers Nathan Moore, forgot his name, but Nathan Moore, Vince Welty, and Corey Gherkin out there right now in North Platte. They've started up their live stream. They're getting ready to chase this Plains event that's going to be going down this evening because it is going to be insane, alright? If we take a look at the HRRR, we can see a very intense potential supercell signature there popping up in portions of central and northern Nebraska this evening, 6, 7, 8 p.m. We'll have to watch out for that because the environment out here is just so favorable for tornadic production, so a supercell like this is almost guaranteed to be spinning as soon as it pops up. So we'll have to watch that very closely. Again, we're going to be talking about other strong to severe storms popping up across parts of the plains and the Midwest as well. We do have a hatched risk for large hail today, so a lot of stuff to watch out for here. But again, I honestly think tornadoes are going to be the main story by the end of the day. We haven't had any yet, but whenever the storms out here in the plains really get going, I do think that we're going to see a tornado threat really increase. Now, the Storm Prediction Center kept us at this 5% tornado risk here for parts of Nebraska, Kansas, and Colorado. Now, again, if we get an isolated, discrete supercell out here to pop up, we could have ourselves a very conditional, strong tornado threat on our hands here, as Sam just mentioned there in the chat. But again, that is only if these storms fire up in the right areas and at the right times. It's a very conditional threat. We could either see a bunch of strong tornadoes or we could see nothing today, which is why the Storm Prediction Center has kind of, gone in the middle here and said a 5% tornado risk for today, right? So, anyway, give me just a second here. Yes, hello everybody that is just now tuning in. So again, we do have ourselves a conditional strong tornado risk for today. If you're just now tuning in out here in the Great Plains, 6, 7, 8 p.m., we're going to see this tornado threat really ramp up with some of the storms that pop off, especially out here in Nebraska, and maybe up into southern South Dakota there that we'll have to watch out for. And again, that's where I think the greatest strong tornado threat lies. I don't think that a strong tornado threat is... how do I put this? I don't think that a strong tornado is super likely today, but there's a chance that we go in all right. Now, again, the Storm Prediction Center is saying maybe not. They're keeping us at a 5% tornado risk instead of the 10% hatch, and I believe NATOcast is also doing the same. I know we haven't brought up NATOcast in a while, but I think that NATOcast is painting the same picture here. There's an update now on our severe warning for the Pittsburgh area. Severe thunderstorm warning continues to produce 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Again, we have over 1.3 million people included in that warning. I don't know why I zoomed in on New York to look at Pittsburgh. But, anyway. I promise you, I know my geography. That was an accident. Yeah, so NATOcast is keeping us at a 5% tornado risk, and again, so is the Storm Prediction Center. So, they are both saying, hey, you know, maybe the strong tornado threat is out of the picture today. I don't think we can completely rule it out. Again, I just don't think it's super likely. But we'll see.
Hey Davis, I got some news for you. Tropical Storm 1 has just now formed in the Gulf of Mexico.
Seriously?
Woo!
Holy crap! Alright.
Here we go. We are underway.
Storm of the season.
I was not expecting this. And there we
I
go.
did not think. Wow, not even a TD?
Nope, straight off the bat, just a tropical storm.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
National Hurricane Center will initiate advisories on potential tropical cyclone 1 located over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
We are underway.
So we'll see if this becomes Arlene.
You mean
So
Alberto?
for right now, it currently looks like it'll
yeah,
take
yeah.
a westward turn towards Ciudad Victoria in Mexico, and it looks like it'll landfall there at about tropical depression strength for right now, but it could also strengthen.
By the way, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for portions of Iowa. We got ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning for the Spencer area. Because, yes, we have severe warnings in Colorado, Iowa, and New York all at the same time. Very widespread severe weather outbreak today. I'm a little confused. Did they actually say this is... Oh, yeah. They did. They went ahead and threw out that this is a tropical storm, or it's going to be a tropical storm.
Alright.
And they are currently forecasting... again, they are going to put, if they haven't already, tropical storm watches in effect along the far southeastern Texas coastline as well as portions of far northeast Mexico there. So we are officially underway with hurricane season 2024.
Oh, yeah. I saw this morning that the winds were at 30 miles per hour, but I guess they reached tropical storm force, so... Yep,
That strengthened quickly.
that's it.
Alright, let's see here.
Right now, the Gulf is like a hot tub, and when you have limited, insane sea surface temperatures in the Gulf, I mean, it's pretty much what you get.
I
Yeah.
usually say, it's kind of my trademark, but I usually say it's like throwing Red Bull at, a waking person. It really gives them a lot of energy, it really, boosts them up.
Severe storm mayhem in Ohio today. Yeah, in my last stream, I said, maybe Ohio gets 1 or 2 severe thunderstorms today. I was not expecting a full-on severe weather outbreak. I mean, we have reports of extreme wind damage in Ohio. We've got, your standard trees and power lines and down, but we also have some reports of house damage. We've got a ton of customers without power. We've got ourselves, $half-sized hail reports. It's been pretty intense out here in eastern Ohio today. So hopefully everybody's doing all right. Even our storm near Cincinnati, Dayton, that we weren't live for the moment that it did this, but we were live for part of its lifespan. This ended up doing some damage here to the northeast of Cincinnati. It looks like it downed some large trees, or it snapped large trees, so even more impressive. Looks like the isolated storm initiation in Nebraska will occur 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Yep. Probably going to be about, 6, 7 p.m. Central even. I'd say that we really have to start watching this. Now, unfortunately, there's going to be a time frame this evening where I'm not able to go live, but I promise you guys, I will go live when I can. So if I'm not live at that point, that just means that I can't go live. But I promise you guys, I will go live as soon as possible. I will not forget about this, because I do think that at the very least, these are obviously going to be severe thunderstorms, and they could be some pretty intense cells if they really do explode like the HRRR is having them. Let's see if the NAM is doing the same thing. I haven't looked at the NAM today, I don't think. At least not for this area. Yeah, the NAM even is kind of doing the same thing. It's painting it more, though, as a line of convection. Alright, a big line of storms. So if that were to happen, that would decrease the tornado threat, but it would increase the damaging wind threat. So it's all going to depend on how this plays out here. We could we'll either have ourselves a tornado threat or a damaging wind threat in our hands, and the NAM is kind of painting that a little further south as well. But somewhere in central Nebraska this evening, we are going to be looking at some sort of severe threat, whether it's severe wind, tornadoes. Either way, we're probably going to get some large hail, but outside of that, we don't really know what's going to happen. But it's going to be something.
Absolutely.
I am expecting a severe thunderstorm watch to come out between now and the next hour for parts of for parts of Wyoming and Montana, as the Storm Prediction Center has issued Mesoscale Discussion 1306. A few supercells with hail and damaging winds possible this afternoon and evening. A weather watch is probable for parts of, again, northeast Wyoming, extreme western South Dakota, and southeastern Montana, and extreme northwestern Nebraska.
Huge cloud tops with the storms in western PA and eastern Ohio, if you look on satellite.
Let's check that out.
They're looking pretty impressive, at least on satellite.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you can see them explode in convection probably here, I bet, if we look at the past scan. Let's see. Yep, you can definitely see them pop off in convection.
Yeah. You can clearly see the Pittsburgh storm and the Clarion storm.
And look at this, you guys. This one little supercell out here in Colorado, look at how much cloud cover it's creating for parts of eastern Colorado and western Kansas.
And we do have some severe storms up in the Finger Lakes region of New York.
Yeah, we got ourselves some strong to severe storms across southern New York there.
Near Ithaca and Elmira. Will sweep over towards Binghamton. I don't know if they'll go to the if they'll go to the north of Binghamton, but definitely some strong to severe storms are possible later tonight.
They are very tall thunderstorms, Sam. Very tall thunderstorms.
Or as I would call it, Binghamton.
Oh yeah, Binghamton. That's worse than how I pronounced the one last night.
I don't think it is.
Really?
What was it?
Guys, do you think we're gonna get storms in Winnebago?
Winnebago. Does look like we have some pretty nasty storms that are at least beginning to fire across for parts of Virginia and North Carolina.
Yeah, we got ourselves some special weather statement warn storms down there. Really just... and there we go. They popped up. Tropical storm watch in effect for Corpus Christi.
Oh, okay.
We now have a tropical storm watch. Okay, I'm going to read through this. I don't know about the entire thing, but a lot of it. So get ready for a bunch of Davis does yapping. So, A tropical storm watch means tropical storm force winds are possible somewhere within this area within the next 48 hours. Locations affected: Corpus Christi, Flower Bluff, Chapman Ranch. Wind: the latest local forecast. Below tropical storm force winds, the peak wind forecast is 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts to 35 miles per hour. Now, that's not even tropical depression strength wind speeds, but you got to remember, we're expecting the tropical depression strength wind speeds to remain further south of this, so it will be a tropical depression / tropical storm. But the winds are not going to be the problem here along the southeast Texas coast. Maybe at worst, some, loose objects get blown around and stuff like that. Now, threat to life and property. That includes typical forecasts, uncertainty in track, size, and intensity. The potential for 39 to 57 mile per hour winds. Plan for hazardous wind of equivalent tropical storm force. Again, we kind of just went over this. However, that's not really going to be the case with this one, but still, make sure that you're prepared for that, because if the forecast changes a little bit and the worst of the winds do end up making landfall there in southeast Texas, that'll be a big problem. So, again, plan for hazardous wind of equivalent tropical storm force. Prepare efforts to protect... I cannot speak. Prepare. Efforts to protect property should now be underway. Prepare for limited wind damage. All right, again, we may see some loose objects get blown around, maybe some trees and power lines get down if this really does, have tropical storm force wind speeds with it. Act now to complete preparations before the wind becomes hazardous. Just do it now. Just get it over with. Alright. Potential impacts: limited. Damage to porches, awnings, carports, sheds, and unanchored mobile homes. Unsecured lightweight objects blown about. Many large tree limbs broken off. A few trees snapped or uprooted, but with greater numbers in places where trees are shallow rooted. Some fences and roadway signs blown over. A few roads impassable from debris, particularly with urban or heavily wooded areas. I'm just going to skip over all the wind bit, because, again, the wind's not going to be the main threat. Storm surge. This is actually going to be a pretty serious problem here. So, localized storm surge possible. Peak storm surge inundation. Sorry, I'm stupid. The potential for 1 to 3 feet above ground somewhere within within surge-prone areas. The window of concern will be through Thursday afternoon. So again, we're talking about 1 to 3 feet of storm surge possible across the southeast Texas coast, which, it doesn't sound like anything crazy, but it's still going to be enough to cause some major flooding in this area if that does end up playing out, so I have to look out for that. So again, plan. Prepare for storm surge flooding greater than 1 foot above ground. Complete preparations for storm surge flooding, especially in low-lying vulnerable areas, before conditions become unsafe. Act. Leave immediately if evacuation orders are given for your area. I don't think that's going to happen. That's just something they put in with every storm watch, as well as hurricane watch. So, we're probably not going to see any evacuations out of this, but we might. The potential impacts, even with the storm surge, are limited. Now, the flooding rain. This is actually going to be pretty interesting. The latest local forecast. We have a flood watch in effect. Peak rainfall amounts, additional 6 to 10 inches with locally higher amounts. Alright, so, again, the freshwater flooding is going to be even more devastating than the storm surge in this area, right? Major rainfall flooding may prompt many evacuations and rescues. Again, I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but it's a possibility. It is a real possibility. Now, the tornado forecast. Alright, one of the things that people don't think about whenever they are getting a tropical cyclone. The tornado forecast is not high with this. The situation is unfavorable for tornadoes. All right, we are not expecting any tornadoes with this. So that's the tropical storm watch there. If anybody has any questions, please leave those down below, because I know that was a lot of information to take in, and it was a lot of me yapping. By the way, severe thunderstorm warning for Perry County, Ohio has been upgraded to 70 mile per hour winds, and also we have a severe warning here, one of the ones that got issued while I was talking. It's an extension for a Pittsburgh storm, still warned for 70 mile per hour winds.
Davis, if you want to look, I think you could pull the stream. They do actually have an interactive map where you can look at the forecasted storm surge, and Galveston Bay is forecasted to have 2 to 4 feet of storm surge, which is considered major, well, at least in my standards, but
okay.
that's pretty significant.
Yeah, that definitely is. Thank you.
So, if you're just now joining, we are also just talking about a tropical storm that has just formed in the Gulf of Mexico that is forecasted to make landfall near Ciudad Victoria, Mexico, as a tropical storm.
I cannot believe it. We are officially getting going, everybody. So, what this means, alright, how am I going to cover this on my channel, alright? Well, Thursday, we are going to be live for hours doing straight severe weather, tropical storm coverage here across the southeast Texas coast. We're going to watch this as closely as possible. I know it's going to be a weak system, but the first one of hurricane season is obviously a big deal, so we're going to watch it. So if you guys would like to join me, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you live in this area, I highly recommend that you join me because, again, I'm going to be providing hopefully life-saving information for people down here in this area that don't know what's going on because, again, this is such a small system, and I don't even think emergency alerts go off for tropical storm watches. So there may be people down here in Corpus Christi or, Port Lavaca or Seadrift or Rockport that don't know what's happening. So we gotta, help them out with this.
I get like 10 minutes.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome in.
We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning here in Ohio. It's an extension for a storm that was considerable. It's now just a normal severe thunderstorm warning. But if you're in Zanesville, Ohio, you need to be getting indoors.
Welcome in, everybody. You're under a flood watch?
Yeah, so that was actually part of the tropical storm watch here again. I probably, let's go ahead and check. So yeah, the flood watch here goes way further than the tropical storm watch does. The flood watch includes Houston, Galveston, down towards Corpus Christi, down to the Texas-Mexico border there. So there's that.
Yeah, I think it's officially a tropical storm, Sam.
Well, if you look, it's... Oh, sorry. If you look at the National Hurricane Center website, it's just listed as potential tropical cyclone.
Oh.
And they do...
Yeah,
I think it's still very close to becoming a tropical storm.
Yeah. They do this sometimes in situations where they have so much confidence. In fact, they have 100% confidence that this is going to turn into something. It's just not there yet, so they can't call it a tropical disturbance or a storm technically. But again, if they're, saying potential tropical cyclone, that is a much bigger deal than it sounds, and it most likely means that we are going to have ourselves a tropical depression or possibly even a tropical storm on our hands. I think, worst case scenario, and I'm talking this is the worst thing that could possibly happen with this system, is potential tropical cyclone 1 undergoes rapid intensification as it approaches the southeast Texas coast. It goes a little bit more north than we think, and it makes landfall as a Category 1 in Houston. Again, that is the worst possible scenario that I could think of, and again, even that seems a little bit outrageous for this system here, so this is not going to be something major, but again, the reason that we are freaking out about this is because it is the first of the season. That's a big deal. This is the first tropical storm watch of the season here. So yeah. Yeah, you don't have a tropical storm watch there in Houston, but you do have one a little bit further south. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. I didn't mean to freak you out or anything. I probably shouldn't have said that, but again, that is the worst case scenario.
I doubt it'll get there because if you look at, I mean, like, I don't mean to be, mean to give you any criticism, but I really do anywhere close to hurricanes. If you look at model guidance, ensemble runs, I mean, they all have it. I mean, they get it to like a low to mid, strength tropical storm, but they don't really take it too close to being a hurricane. But yeah, I guess it's fun.
Yeah, I looked at the spaghetti models and stuff, and none of them are saying Cat 1 hurricane. I don't think, but again, that was literally, I think maybe there's a 0.1% chance that happens, and that would be the worst case scenario. Is kind of what I was saying.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, okay, so that was the worst case scenario. What's the best case scenario? Well, the best case scenario, Sam, I think we're a little bit past that. I think we've already had a few. But anyway, the best case scenario would be this doesn't develop into a tropical disturbance or tropical storm at all, and or it does develop into one, but instead it just sits here in the Gulf and doesn't do anything. It doesn't make landfall anywhere. Now again, I think that scenario is just as unlikely as the worst case scenario. I don't think that that's going to happen at all. But again, I think the most likely scenario is, what the National Hurricane Center is kind of saying here. Northeastern Mexico, southeast Texas, you're going to get some very heavy rainfall, some potential devastating storm surge. They went ahead and put significant for the impacts of the freshwater rainfall with this, or sorry, extensive rather. So I think that that's the most likely scenario. Again, I don't think there's going to be any super high winds, any tornadoes, or anything like that, but yeah. Oh, for the future? I mean, it's possible that we don't see any more violent tornadoes this year. I think hopefully we kind of got all of it done with during tornado season.
We'll probably just get some typical summer storms and maybe some minors, or I guess mid-level, whatever you want to call it, severe weather events as we get later into the summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roman, for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, go check out their channels, guys. Dang it, I can't pin both of these messages.
Which one is greater? Pick the one that you think is the best.
Oh my gosh, I'm not doing this.
Nope.
Tired of these stupid tornadoes, aren't we all?
Yeah.
I think I was tired after the April 26th event. Then I was like, yeah, no more.
Yeah, I was tired then, and it has not gotten any better. Well, it has, but still major severe weather outbreaks.
When I saw that Elkhorn was not going to be the longest tornado for like a while in 2024, then I just lost. I was like, ain't no way, this is going to keep going.
Yeah, and it started out as a relatively low-end tornado season as well.
Yeah, we thought we were out of the clear, but then all of a sudden it just got crazy.
Like, we were getting moderate risk days that were huge busts, but then we got the moment we got the Elkhorn tornadoes, whenever I realized, all right, here we go.
You're good about all caps, yo boy Sam. All we care is that you guys don't spam in chat, you don't self-promote.
Unless you are associated with Davis Does Weather.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said don't self-promote, but you literally, well, I guess you didn't, but No, but you're good.
Yeah, I think, well, it depends, because last year we did have rolling fork. We did have a lot of really intense tornadoes. I do think we've had a lot more, how do I say this, major tornado outbreaks with very photogenic tornadoes.
Oh, yeah, we've had more EF4s already this year than we did in the entirety of last year.
I think we've had the Marietta, Oklahoma one, we've had the Greenfield one, and then we've had the
Barnsdall.
Barnsdall, yeah.
Bro, the moment I saw Barnsdall, I was like, yep, this is EF4. And I actually titled the stream. I was so confident that it was going to be at least EF4 that I titled the stream before it even got rated. I said, I was like, I titled it like the
EF4 plus.
I titled it like the EF4 Barnsdall tornado or something, and you know, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I just had so much confidence that it was gonna be EF4 plus, and it worked out well for me that time. In the future, I'm gonna try to avoid pre-rating tornadoes and titles and stuff, but whenever you just say, you know, I didn't want to have a untitled stream for like 3 days, and I didn't just want to call it a strong tornado because it was beyond strong.
I feel like this makes me look bad for thinking that Elkhorn was gonna, or not Elkhorn, that Barnsdall was gonna be EF5.
Did you say that? I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I had a thought in the back of my mind that it was gonna be a low end, or I guess there's no such thing as a low 5.
Well, I mean, honestly though, Max Velocity said whenever Elkhorn happened, he said it was going to be EF4 or EF5, and he was wrong, so it happens to the best of us. Nah, anybody in chat, if y'all watch Max Velocity, did you watch his forecast today?
Oh.
Very interesting stuff.
Elkhorn was rated, I think, high-end EF3.
Yep, EF3. Yeah. It absolutely blows my mind that it only got rated high-end EF3. I mean, the radar imagery, the damage, the population of the area. I don't know how that didn't get EF4 plus.
I know. I mean, it was just, it had all the characteristics for it was Tor E. It was, I mean, like everything you stated supports something that you would think could be EF4.
Bro, the debris ball on reflectivity might have genuinely been the most impressive I've ever seen to this day.
Yeah, that was.
Except for Mayfield. It
was like 2.6 miles wide, the debris field, right?
Oh, I think it was more than that. It was 67 dBZs on the reflectivity. The highest I've ever seen was 68. I don't remember if that was with Greenfield or another tornado, but I did not see the Mayfield one as it happened, but the Mayfield one was so much more impressive. It had a debris spike. I don't know if y'all saw that, but
what?
It had a debris spike on the supercell. Like with hail spikes, it had a debris spike.
That's just, like, unheard of, dude.
Yeah, once you see that, you know that there is a tornado very violently ripping up everything.
Yeah,
in Rolling Fork, I forgot who, but somebody, I'm sure you guys know this, but somebody tried to figure out what these two, like, head beams or lights coming from the Rolling Fork tornado were, and I think that they were a car being lofted.
Yeah, I've heard that, like, a horror story. I do watch Evan Freiberger, Storm Chaser 575. I watch him sometimes, like, but out of Max Velocity, Ryan Hall, he's the third person I go to whenever neither of those two are live.
Greenfield tornado had a debris spike too.
Did it?
Yeah, the thing is, the Greenfield tornado, on reflectivity, was not very impressive. It was hidden in a lot of rain, and you could see the debris ball, but it was like barely visible.
It was also in a radar hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe on Doppler it could have had a debris spike, but not on reflectivity and stuff.
Hold on,
I don't think so.
I'm gonna
The
research
Doppler
this.
for Greenfield, didn't it like say that there were almost winds like near 100 or 295 miles per hour, something
It,
like
it
that?
estimated somewhere. This was their words. It was somewhere between 100 or sorry, it was somewhere between 250 and 290 miles per hour,
Whew.
high up in the atmosphere, but still.
I mean,
250
that
and
is a
290.
high-end EF4 producing tornado.
What do you mean? 250 and 290?
I mean, that's definitely, that could even be EF5.
Yeah, the thing is with Greenfield, though, I think it was barely. I think it was still a high end. I think to me it was a high end EF4
Well,
because of sheer damage it did.
yeah, I think it was high end EF4, sorry. But I think it contained EF5 wind speeds, is what I meant whenever I said that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's good.
I think that overall, it's weird. It like kind of just barely weakened before it hit Greenfield. I think if it hit Greenfield at its max intensity, that could have been an EF5 or like max EF4. I don't know.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like at this point, because we have such a long EF draft, like, I feel like the Storm Prediction Center survey team, like, I feel like they, or is it National Weather
It's
Service? But anyways,
NWS.
I feel like they're, like, afraid to give a tornado an EF5 rating.
Well, I think that the criteria for an EF5 is getting. It's so weird, dude. It's like.
It's just everything swept away. It's pretty much like just the ground left.
Well, and you know, Mayfield, it's so controversial because it's based off of a 3 second gust measurement, right? But tornadoes like Mayfield, they don't need 3 seconds. They are just Thanos snap, boom, everything's gone. Like,
Yeah.
sorry guys, everybody watching. I'm trying to pull up the Greenfield tornado here on radar. So here's where, okay, which one was the Greenfield? I remember we had multiple strong tornadoes at the same time. They kind of all popped off. Which one was Greenfield? Let's find out here. I need a podcast for this. That's not a bad idea. Me, Mr. Storm, and Roman podcast.
For real. We should go over like historical tornadoes and stuff.
Weather podcast. Yeah, like debate stuff about the like stuff. Debate stuff about stuff. Great idea, Davis. All right.
Oh, I do like that podcast idea.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Taking advantage of YouTube's new update, because didn't they add podcasts like not too long ago?
Yeah, they did.
It had debris and reflectivity. Yeah, when you see like on like really devastating tornadoes, when you see on the hook echo of the very end, and you see it's like a little uptick in DBZ values, and it's kind of just like a ball. That's when you can see the debris ball on reflectivity.
Bro, it kicked me out of radar history mode. Okay. Well, we'll talk about the Greenfield tornado another time. Again, I need to do that video that I've been talking about on the new Boston tornado emergency. The tornado emergency where it lifted before the emergency even got issued. So whenever the emergency got issued, there was literally no tornado on the ground. And, you know, people talk about Jonesboro, Arkansas, where they had that, but nobody's talking about this one. And this was more recent. So I'm going to bring that up in a new, in an upcoming video.
I feel like we forget about the EF3s, even though they were also super major. Like I feel like we've had so many EF4s that we only focus on those.
I know, right?
Yeah, but I mean, those EF3s caused really, really extensive damage.
Damn, it had debris on reflectivity so weird. Yeah, usually when you see debris on a reflectivity scan from a tornado, it usually indicates a violent tornado ripping up a lot of debris.
Yeah. And I just remember looking for updates right after the Greenfield tornado. I just remember I saw this one radar image of debris being wafted like some ridiculous amount of thousands of feet in the air, and I just couldn't believe that like that just happened.
Sam, are you talking about the Rainsville tornado?
I think that's what he was saying, but it was autocorrect. No, you can't go back to 2022. I wanted to look at the
I
Mayfield
remember you,
tornado.
Whale VR at South Greensboro WX.
Yes, I remember you.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rainsville tornado was, honestly, I think one of the most strongest tornadoes ever recorded. That's just personal, though.
Random Texas guy, it doesn't matter if it's rain wrapped or not.
Well, and also, it's not a guarantee that you're dead, to be fair.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing to point out.
Greenfield tornado had debris lofted 40,000 feet. Yeah, I think it was like something like, wait, was it 40,000 feet?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Maybe it was 30.
I remember
I don't remember.
It was like
Yeah,
30.
you know what? It was somewhere between, 37, that was it, 37,000 feet in the air.
I thought that was the West Kentucky one. Is that not what that... I thought 37 was that one.
Oh, it might have been. Wait, the West Kentucky tornado was EF4, right?
No, EF3.
Oh.
Maybe, no, I think West Kentucky one was... yeah, I think that was the 37K. I don't know.
I think it was the Rolling Fork tornado. The thing is with the Rolling Fork tornado, I think it was far away from the radar. I think it was in a radar hole, a little bit of a radar hole when it hit Rolling Fork.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The thing with Rolling Fork is that I was watching Reed's stream the whole time, so I didn't see any radar. I just wanted to see the actual tornado on Reed's stream.
Well, and the thing is, it's known as, the Rolling Fork tornado, but that one supercell produced Rolling Fork, Silver City, Winona, Amory, like all those major tornadoes on March 24th last year.
Yeah.
Rolling Fork was 30,000 feet. Yeah, it was somewhere around there. I do remember that.
Again, this is fun. We need to just do more streams like this sometimes. Just talking to viewers and stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, I've even been covering the weather, but Clay County, Iowa, this severe thunderstorm warning has been upgraded to considerable for lime-sized hail here as of 2 minutes ago.
Ooh. We should definitely do Tornado Archive series,
Yeah, for sure. Dude, I was not expecting...
A lot of historical tornado stuff on my channel, too.
Yeah, I was not... Oh, so the rest of the TS watch popped up here.
Okay.
So, on the far southern, counties of Texas here, the wind threat they're painting just to be barely higher. Again, even in the most southern county there of Texas, along the coast, the peak wind forecast is 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 35. So it's not like this is going to be life-threatening wind condition, all right? I think, again, it looks like actually areas to the north of this are going to get the worst rainfall. And again, if you're a little further north, you're going to get the worst rainfall. A little further south, you're going to get the wind and the storm surge. So we'll see.
Okay, I have some news. So currently right now, it is only Tropical Cyclone 1 as of 4 p.m. It had a wind speed of 40 miles per hour and a max gust of 50 miles per hour and is moving north-northwest.
That should be a tropical storm.
What is it?
I think it meets the criteria, 40 mile per hour sustained.
No, that's tropical depression. That's tropical depression.
It's saying by 1 a.m., though, it's going to become a tropical storm.
I mean, either way, it's very close.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know why, but the exact, other than the wind speed that marks tropical storms, Category 1 hurricanes, other than that, I just don't remember the exact, wind speed where you go up a category or whatever.
On this, I kind of like this podcast slash streaming idea where we just chill and talk. I was thinking one of the discussions we could have actually, now that we are in hurricane season, is what category of hurricane, what point do you need to evacuate? I think that's a good discussion to have because I remember it wasn't like a debate or anything, but it was brought up casually once between me and Mr. Storm. We had different opinions on that, so I think it would be good to see everybody's opinion on when should you evacuate for a hurricane.
You should do a live. You should do a live poll for that if you can figure that out.
Yeah, I can do that right now.
Okay.
Let's see.
What will it become a hurricane? Well, the one we're talking about now is almost definitely not going to become a hurricane, but it would need to have 74 mile an hour sustained winds to become a Cat 1 hurricane.
Yeah, Matt is. Hurricane is 74 miles per hour plus. I'm pretty sure. Cat 3 for what was that, evacuation? I mean, yeah, a lot of people have different opinions. I'm not going to get into that right now. We'll save that for the podcast.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm going to do a poll here, though. Do you guys think this will turn into a tropical depression or tropical storm? I'm going to do a poll here.
I think it'll be a tropical storm.
Yeah. Alberto. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, Alberto.
Or, well, technically it's not Alberto yet, but...
Yeah. Well, like, it's forecasted to be.
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing how they, like, worded it, I guess.
Yeah, but it does have to reach tropical storm strength for it to officially get a name, right?
And doesn't it still say invest on the NHC, like...
No, it says potential tropical cyclone, because again, they think for sure it's going to turn into something, but it just hasn't yet, so they can't say that it is one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, everybody has agreed that it will become a tropical storm.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. You were gonna, if only you had Discord, you would join y'all, but your mom said no. That sucks. Yeah, that would have been fun.
I have some news coming out of Pittsburgh from that storm that moved through, that considerable storm that moved through. We've got some damage coming out of Wexford, Pennsylvania, of trees down on Brant School Road with the road closed, and also just multiple power outages, and it seems like a lot of trees down.
Okay. Yeah, and there was a 60 mile per hour gust report there out of Lawrenceville, but that was estimated by an NWS employee, so it could potentially be even a little bit higher than that. Alright. Look at this itty bitty severe thunderstorm warning here. This is for north central Morgan County.
A storm is named at 38 miles per hour winds. At that point, it becomes a tropical storm, I think.
I thought, no, that's tropical depression, right?
Wait, I'm pretty sure, I think.
So, I couldn't... Yeah, tropical depression is a tropical cyclone with maximum sustained winds of 30... Oh, okay. Never mind, I was wrong. So the maximum of a tropical depression is 38 mile per hour winds. So if there was already a 41 mile per hour gust, then we do have tropical storm Alberto on our hands.
Yeah, I thought that was the case.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong. Sorry. I'm not
You're good.
I'm not the hurricane guy to talk to. Again, I'm going to try to become the hurricane guy this season. I think this is a good season for me to practice, but last year was really my best experience with hurricane season. And again, I still not the most experience, but I know somewhat what I'm talking about, I feel like.
Ohio and Pennsylvania should have been upgraded to a slight risk for wind. I agree somewhat, because that big considerable storm that moved through Pittsburgh and caused all that damage. But I do agree about that.
Well, and we had a few others as well that reached that strength. of 70 miles per hour. But yeah, that probably the most concerning one was the one that ripped through Pittsburgh because it's populated, did all this damage here. Really unfortunate. Probably quite a few customers without power. Let's actually go ahead and look. And yeah, we have about 16,000 customers in Allegheny County, or Allegheny County, without power. 5,000 customers in Butler County, 7,000 customers in Beaver County, up towards Columbia County with 1,000, Trumbull County with 3,000, and then some of our other storm-hit counties here have some outages. Actually, up here in Yates County, New York, we have about 1,500 customers without power. But yeah.
Davis, your Tropic Talk videos are pretty good for at least like learning more about forecasting hurricanes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep doing those.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because the people seem to like them, and I definitely like making them. I kind of like having those separate from my severe weather coverage videos.
Yeah, they're short. Yeah.
Or like severe weather forecast videos.
Yeah. Here's a new poll to put in. I mean, this is probably, everybody or pretty much through this, but will this 2024 hurricane season be a bust or will it pop off?
Alright, yeah, let's do that one next. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, here for portions of Ohio. This is for Carroll and Tuscarawas. Oh my gosh. Tuscarawas County in east central Ohio.
Tongue twister.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as whatever I said last night. I can't even remember. Alright, this will be easy. Pretty quick. Are we going to need a blip watch for western Nebraska? I don't know. What do you got?
Ooh, the blip watch. This is my territory, I feel like. Yeah, I think a blip watch, maybe in a... Wait, did he say western Nebraska?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a blip situation, at least in the early evening time hours. I think later on it's going to turn into more of a line of storms, but for western and central Nebraska, we'll put a blip watch out. For anybody that's not familiar with that term, it's a term that I made up. Well, I didn't make it up all on my own. It kind of started off with Ryan Hall calling them blip watches, but basically what it is it is a watch, and it's an area that we have to watch out for every little rain shower that develops because they're all going to have the potential to pop off. So, right, we're not going to see a lot of rain showers, but every one that develops is going to become a very strong storm, most likely, in the area that we have the blip watch for. So, yeah, I'd say a blip watch for western and central Nebraska will be in place here from 5 to maybe 8 p.m. there until things go linear.
Hello, Sai. What's up?
Yeah.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We are covering live severe weather in a lot of western Nebraska later, but currently right now we are covering a lot of New York and Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania for these damaging wind gusts.
Literally everybody said it was going to be above average. All these polls are really one-sided.
Yeah.
I mean, the tropical storm or tropical depression, Franklin, really wasn't a good question because it's already a tropical storm, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we kind of gave the answer. Trying to think of another one.
I think we should probably wrap up stream here pretty soon because I'm not going to be able to call for much longer, and I'm assuming you guys want to discuss some stuff after the stream.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so I think we're going to end off the stream here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's been relatively active. Again, we got our first tropical storm watch of the season here. So, again, thank you for everybody that tuned in, liked the stream, subscribers, new subscribers, thank you all so much. Old subscribers, thank you. Again, remember, we're going to be live tomorrow for severe weather coverage. Honestly, Wednesday may be the first day in a long time that we have a break day and we may not have to go live. But again, once we get to Thursday, we're going to be back at it with more severe weather coverage. So again, thank you all for tuning into this stream, and I will